this podcast is back for you from IPSF APRO. So hello APRO people, my name is Florencia and I'm your chairperson of IPSF APRO 2020 to 21, and this is the first episode of our podcast series. So I'm here today with my amazing and beautiful MC, which is...
Hello everyone, I'm Jyotsna Pokhrel, your Regional Media and Publication Officer for the mandate of 2020 to 2021. So have you ever wondered about how living with diabetes is like? So fret not, we have an amazing, inspirational lady, Fathmath Juzan Mohamed, who has been diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic at the age of 12. So it has been 12 years since then. She has been working as a special educational need teacher and also doing her degree. She has been a member of the Diabetes Society of Maldives for the past 11 years and has shared her diabetic journey in many platforms. She has gained a lot of information and knowledge from different events, camps, and seminars. So Miss Juzan, would you like to introduce more about yourself?
Hello everyone. So as she said, I am working as a special education needs teacher, and as I believe as a diabetic, I am someone who will fulfill all my dreams and who will achieve all my goals.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Juzan. That was a very amazing, kind of like heartwarming introductions from your ends. So I think we can just like start with this like whole talk show to motivate a lot of people, especially the pharmacy students, to learn something and to make sure that by the stories that are being told, they are going to be inspired and in order to move forward. And they know that there are a lot of people that have a lot of struggles in their life, but still make it through, make the best out of the best for their own lives. So I was just wondering, right, Jotsu, like Juzan was like quite so young when she was diagnosed with diabetes. So Juzan, I just want to know from your end, like, do you remember how you were diagnosed with diabetes in the first place at the very young age?
So 12 years back, I went on a trip to India with my family, just a regular trip to India with my family for a holiday. And since my mother is a diabetic, she used to check like sugars of everyone of my family. So just randomly she checked my sugar and it was above 200. So she took me to the hospital and they did a checkup and it came out that I was diabetic. And they asked me to go to the emergency room, and from there they confirmed that I was diabetic, and I was 12 back then. I didn't actually know what diabetes is, and I was very worried. I was in grade 6 or 7 as far as I remember, but I used to see my mother pricking all the time to do the tests to inject herself, and I was very nervous. I was depressed, I was nervous, and I actually didn't know what to do.
Wow, that's actually an incredible story. And it's something like, if I was at that moment as well, I personally think that I also would be as worried as you did or as worried as your parents did. Maybe at that moment I was thinking like, oh, am I gonna die in this time? Because like it was such a young age, right, Jotsu?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe like I didn't even knew about diabetes like when I was your age, like when I was 11 or 12. Maybe like it might be like some kind of thing or maybe some kind of dangerous thing that you
Yeah, that
know.
was actually the age where I wanted to eat ice cream all the time. I wanted to have jugos, sweets, chocolates. I was enjoying my teenage, not even teenage, but yeah.
Like since you really love chocolates and ice cream as you mentioned right now, right? So like how was the life like after you found out that you had diabetes? Like were you able to control yourself at such an young age to like not eat chocolates and ice cream or like to have some dietary restrictions?
It was actually very difficult. I had to tell my classmates and teachers and the whole school also that I'm diabetic because I might face a hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia while at school. So even if I try to eat anything sweet in the classroom or while with my friends, they used to judge me and they are like, Juzan, you can't eat this, you are diabetic, you can't eat anything sweet. But as far as I know, you can eat sweet things, but there's a limit for everything. You can take extra doses, you can eat sweet things, but I used to avoid like everything sweet in front of my friends. I was very busy at school. Like I spent most of my time at school more than my home. So I can't eat anything sweet. I always enjoyed eating sweet things, and I had to stop everything. And it was very hard. It actually was very hard.
That might be like so difficult as a child to restrict yourself on few things, like while all of your friends are enjoying having like unlimited amounts of chocolates, unlimited amounts of ice creams and yeah stuffs. What do you think, Flo?
I know, right? Like, I can't even imagine like being in your position, Jazan, to be honest. Because like I myself, I really love desserts. I love all of those things. And then like such a very young age was like a moment where you enjoy everything. But at that moment, it's like, you got a news that kind of like hit you on the road, and you kind of like need to really adapt to the situation clearly. So I'm wondering like, how did you manage to get through it at that most difficult times?
I actually had a very bad experience being a diabetic. During my A levels, I was bullied because I was diabetic, and my sugars were actually very, very high. My HbA1c, the total blood sugar of 3 months, they were 14, which is very high. And also, I ended up in a coma for 1 month in ICU. So it was hell for me. My parents suffered, I suffered a lot. And in 2017, I was blessed with an insulin pump from Diabetes Society of Maldives, which is the latest treatment for diabetes. So within 3 months, my HbA1c decreased from 14 to 8, which is a very good progress. So after that, everything got better, but still, I don't know. I feel very insecure sometimes to tell people that I'm still diabetic because people still judge me as a very sick person. But I don't see myself as a sick person because I believe that I can do everything I want, and so far I have like reached my goals and I have done everything I want. But my life has been very hard as a diabetic, and I have experienced a lot of bad experiences so far.
Yeah, still like even though the information right about diabetes has like spread throughout the world, there are still few public stigma that kind of you know affects your day-to-day activities, the way that people see you, and like they try to, how do I say, there are some behavior change in like among the way the people treat you. So what kind of like public stigma, right, do you think it needs to be changed, or what do you think the society needs to be aware of or like learn from your experience?
The first thing that the society needs to know is that diabetes is not caused by eating too much sugar. Like in Maldives, let's say 50% of the Maldivians still believes that diabetes is caused due to eating too much sugar, which is not true. Of course, obviously, it's not the truth. And secondly, uh, sugars just doesn't go high because of diet. I mean, it's not only like even if we do exercise, even if we balance a good diet, sometimes it just goes high. Even stress affects our blood sugars, even our mood swings affects our blood sugars, even our other health conditions affects our blood sugars. So all this combines, and sometimes it's just not our diets and exercise. And the next thing is even a diabetic can work. Uh, equal as a normal person. Like being a diabetic doesn't stop you from being a normal person. Even being a diabetic is a normal person. It doesn't make you a sick person.
But like Susan, I was like actually very interested when you said that you got bullied because of like you're getting diabetes at that age. So can you tell us more about like how did this bully come from? Like what is wrong at that moment, and how did you face such difficulties or obstacles of the stigma revolving around yourself about this?
Uh, I had other two hormonal conditions also, which is PCOS and endometriosis. So I actually like had a larger body than the normal girls. So that was the main reason I was bullied for. And even when they see me injecting myself, they were like, "Okay, you will die soon. You are sick." Like they used to say things like that. Oh, you didn't look after yourself, so you can't study. Still, you can't study. You get low marks because you are diabetic. Like they used to say stuff like that. And I actually lost half of my memory also because like I was in a coma and I had to stop my studies after the 11th grade. And I took a long break. I took around 2 years break and then I started studying again.
Wow. Wow, that's actually like giving me a goosebumps. Like I can't believe at that moment, like every kids were like saying that they're normal. In bullies at a very young age, it's actually affecting a lot to the mental health, and it somehow just like makes everyone insecure. And it's also can be because like those people do not really understand or do not really get educated about it. What do you think about it, Jotsu?
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
Maybe
people should really get educated about all these things. People should explore. They should study. They should discover, and they should actually understand before saying such things to people. They should actually explore when they see anyone injecting themselves. They should know what they are doing and what's the cause of this and what the other one is suffering. What they should be going through. I think it's really important.
yes, exactly. Even though like people know about things, right, but others are suffering, they don't like imagine themselves in their shoes. So they that may be the reason why there are so many, you know, such behavior issues that like people suffer on day to day life because they don't imagine themselves like in others shoe. So like you have really come a long way, right? And your story back then was like quite difficult as well because of the public people. So what is the driving factor for you? Like what is your strength so that you have reached and you have also like been an inspirational lady for a lot of diabetic patients throughout the world. Yeah.
I think my biggest strength is my mother. It's more than 40 years since she has been a diabetic and she is in a very good control. So I think she is one of my strength, and I have seen how she manages her blood sugars, and I have never ever seen or never ever heard she saying that I am a sick person, or never ever seen her giving up on me. No matter how sick I get, no matter how much I suffer, no matter I don't know, no matter how hard things get, I never saw her giving up, and I have never seen her getting bored of me. So she's a type 2 diabetic, but still she used to inject herself. I see it, and I also inject her sometimes. So I think she is my biggest strength. And also, Diabetes Society of Maldives, they have given me a lot of opportunities to learn, to gain knowledge, and also to participate in a lot of events, a lot of seminars. So, and they support me in every ways, and also giving me the insulin pump. I can never thank them enough for that. It's like a dream come true. So I would like to thank them in this opportunity as well.
Yes, yes. Yes, exactly. Like I feel like when we are having this kind of like difficult moment in our life, it always needs like people that love us for who we are, people who accept us for who we are, and then people who can just like embrace about the weakness, embrace about something that they do not have that the others people have. And that's actually what makes you stronger than everyone else. The lessons, the experience, the struggles that you feel within, that's something that makes you different. So it leads me to one of like question which is very deep for me. Or where you were like dealing with all of those emotions and stuff, and you finally find people that truly trust you, truly embrace you, truly be there for you every time. So what kinds of like message that you think you want to bring to the society, that you think people needs to change, and you think that it's okay to be different?
I want the society to know that it's okay to have a sickness. It's not a problem. Like be with the person with diabetic, work with the person with diabetic before you judge them. Like know their capability, understand their feelings, stop judging,
Yes.
like trust them, be a part of their life, and always help them. Don't judge them, and stop saying that diabetes is caused due to eating too much of sugars. It really irritates me. I don't know
I
why
know.
people saying that too much, especially in Maldives. A lot of people believes that it's caused due to eating too much sugar.
Hmm.
Even like in Nepal too, right? There are so many people who thinks that diabetes is caused due to eating too much of sugar. Maybe like my own grandmother, like few 5 to 6 years back, she thought that diabetes is caused due to eating a lot of sugar and like had like few consumption of sugar in her tea. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like this story is just like um made me realize something, that being different is 100% okay, and you don't really need to feel humiliated, or you don't really have to hide behind the wall just because you're different. And if a society cannot accept you, there will be a lot of people that can accept you as much as you do. And if you use that positivity and use your mindset in order to move forward, everything will be fine. And that's where you find your strength, right, Jotsu?
Considering what you have said, Chloe, right, I want to ask Susan, like, how can we be strong on our own, like, on such situation when we cannot freely talk about our problem, or like when people judge us based on our problem, which is, how do I say, it's not controllable, right? It's not problem. It's just like we being different. So how do we deal with that? How do we stay strong on such situations?
That's actually a very difficult question. Uh, I have come this far with a lot of help from a lot of people. I have a lot of therapy for this, especially for having diabetes, and a lot of help from my family. One thing that I always remind myself is that, as you said, it's okay to be different, and I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. If I plan on doing something, and I think I have proven a lot of things to a lot of people who said that I can never do this, never do that. It's really difficult. I mean, it's really difficult to convince the own self that you are strong enough for this.
Mm. But it doesn't mean like, like you cannot please everyone, right, Juzan? You
Yeah.
can only believe in yourself. You can only make people that love you to still love you and to accept you for who you are, and that's what matters the most after all, right? So it leads me to one of like a very deep question that I really want to ask you. So right now, like you are one of those people that are dealing with the diabetes, and treatments have always been your pathway. It has always been a part of your journey. So if you want to deliver a message to those who are normal, or those who are grateful enough to be very healthy, do you have some kinds of like message that they need to really know about themselves, or about the situation, about how to not be in that such situation, and etc.? Do you want to say something about it?
uh, I just want to tell them that stay healthy, take a healthy diet, exercise regularly, and understand others' emotions and feelings as well.
Because we're all human, is it what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow, that's such a good new, like, it's a good message, right, Tatiana?
That's really good. That's so heartwarming. I think like that would be, if like anyone listens to this message, right, they would definitely take this by heart. So like as a pharmacy student, right, so along the journey I want to ask something about our field as well. So along the journey, like how did the pharmacist, right, helped you, or like what do you wish if we as a pharmacy students like would tell you or like lead you or show you the direction in such a way that would make your journey as a diabetic easier?
If we look the situation in Maldives, uh, with a lot of effort, recently uh, we got insulins under Asanta, which is an insurance company. Before that, we had to bring it from abroad, which is very expensive. And also, still, we don't get strips and lancets under any insurance. We have to buy it, and it's really expensive. So I'll be very glad if the pharmacists, students also, if they if they pressure it or if they talk about it to the government. I mean, if it's in Maldives, and if they talk about it, because it's really expensive here in Maldives, and everybody cannot afford it. So more majority of the diabetics, they don't actually test blood sugar as much as they have to test.
Yeah, I totally understand about it. But I mean, like, like every country may deal with different situation, and every country may have their own intervention on it. And that's a very like good insight, that you wish that a pharmacy students in the future can make a change on that matter. And maybe like you said to us before, that you hope that a lot of healthcare students will be aware about it, and use their voice, to really care about their surrounding. So I think like now we're almost at the end of our sessions, Juzan. I think what I can conclude from the stories today is like, like having all of those treatments with you since like early age, bullies, people against you, people think you different, and etc. I just want to know how you got back up. I mean, it can be last message from your end, like how you really like be able to overcome every barriers and to show the people that this is me. And then like a message where you can be very involved in this diabetes journey and proudly mention it in front of the other people, as it takes years to go. So what do you want to say about it?
Uh, so when I got registered in Diabetes Society of Maldives, from then onwards, they used to conduct a lot of camps with a lot of other diabetics. So I used to see how others also work. So I used to spend days with them, and I also got to know how they work. So it actually inspired me, and I got to know, okay, I am not the only one who is suffering from this. Like, I am not the only one who is doing this. I am not the only one who is injecting. I am not the only one who is testing sugars every 3 hours, 4 hours. So that is actually the time where I believe that I can even do this, and I am not the only one. So I used to raise my voice in every and possible time, where even if I go to any event, even if I go to any seminar, I used to raise my voice and I talk about every right of every diabetic, especially in Maldives. There are no good doctors, no diabetologists. So I used to raise my voice, and uh, it's it's really glad that I meet a lot of other diabetics, and I used to see how they work, and I learn a lot of from them, and they also learn a lot of from me, and I get a lot of tips from them. They also get a lot of tips from me. So that's actually where uh, I believe that I can do this. I am not the only one.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Yeah, that's true.
So, right, you really had a great support system from your own family. So you got support from your own family and the people in your society, right? And then, like, how are you accepting yourself now? And, like, what do you see yourself doing in the future for other people? Yeah.
I see myself as leading out loud for others' rights, and for being a true example for others, and also hopefully a speech therapist soon. Hopefully one day.
Never say never, right?
Yeah.
Never say never. I mean, everything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Juzan, I just want to tell you that we are very thankful to hear your stories, because we're one of the lucky people that can really like witness how you have been strong for yourself, how you think stigma needs to be changed, how you emphasize further on, like something against bullying, some things about differences and etc. Something that we don't really learn a lot at school. It's not something that we're told, it's something that we heard from you. And that's like a very good story and lessons learned. So from me, I really wish you all the best. Whatever your dream is, I hope you can receive it, and I hope you can achieve those achievements more and be the future leader in truly like, be the positive change of your societies and who people are revolving around you. And you have to know that you got our support always. And we're very grateful to be your friend, to be honest.
Yeah, and thank you
Uh,
so much for the opportunity. It's really nice to meet you both, and you guys are welcome to Maldives anytime.
wow, that's very nice. Josie, you want to say something?
I'm really thankful. I'm so like inspired, right, by
Yeah.
your in story. I really hope that like you would lead out loud as you said. Yeah, and good luck for your future. Maybe like Flo, do you think like we can go on a trip
Yeah,
To
sure.
Maldives.
after
Yeah.
retirement trip
And
on
meet
Maldives?
Juzan. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm very thankful for meeting you, Juzan. You're one of the heroes. I learn a lot.
Salute.
Yeah. Okay. So I think maybe we guys should have a little bit of closing. And yeah, so I think like for all of the APRA people, this is just one of the stories where this is nothing serious about the health system, or even like something very educational in the sense of a pharmacy perspective. But what truly we want to emphasize is like something that are untold by the societies and something that you may not know. And as a youth, this is something that we take the lessons from, and there is nothing that right now uh make us like feeling less motivated than who we are because we're just totally grateful for being normal. And even if you are not, then you have to be like Susan, voice out for something you believe in and be the positive change for other people. Be the blessing and be the light. Right, Jotsu? So it's me, Flo, and
Sana, Josu.
and Susan. We're gonna say goodbye from now and see you in the next episode. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.